What's up, everyone? Ryan with Vintage Vagabond Vents. As most of you guys know, we've been putting out jewelry content for a couple of years. 1 to 2 videos a week is pretty much what I try to do, but we're going to be upping that amount a little bit. Shorter videos specifically going over each individual jewelry maker and giving information not only just what sells big, but information about the jewelry maker themselves. First one we're going to be going over is Alice Caviness. I did receive this today, which is a nice little notice. As most of you guys know, we do storage units. Had 1 or 2 things outside that we weren't supposed to have outside, so I got that little notice. And it's given me the motivation to, well, post more content, to look to upgrade the living space, more so out of town and out into the country where we all kind of want to be anyway. So that's pretty much where we're at. That little notice giving me the motivation to put out more jewelry content with not only that, just more jewelry information. Again, it is good to know what sells as the reseller aspect, but I know a lot of you guys also collect jewelry and are invested in it as well, and I'd love to know more about the jewelry maker as the person as well. So yep, if you could like, share, comment, do whatever, guys, that all greatly helps me out tremendously. So all that stuff is going to help. And again, today we're going over Alice Caviness, so let's get into it. Alrighty, guys, might as well start right off at the beginning. Who is Alice Caviness and how did she get started? So originally, Alice Caviness was born in Texas, moved to New York City to become a model. As she was modeling, she eventually became the face for costume jewelry for women, where she opened up her own company. So right around the 1940s, 1943 is when she started her company, again, Alice Caviness. Right around 1949 is when she opened her Fifth Avenue showcase room. And obviously from there, gained popularity and everything else like that. So from 1940 starting, 1949, New York City having the Fifth Ave showcase room. And that's where everything else kind of started and moved on from there. Now, there are a couple of aspects of Alice Caviness and the company itself, like the use of Millie Petronzio, which later became the lead designer for Miriam Haskell. So Millie Petronzio, definitely a big name there, working for Alice Caviness. Another one is Louis Stever. Now, Louis Stever definitely has a prominent place for Alice Caviness. Obviously, so in the 1980s, Louis Stever had bought over the Alice Caviness company. That was right around 1980 when he had bought that over. In 1980, Alice Caviness retired, moved to Florida, unfortunately passed away 3 years later while retired in Florida. So that's pretty much Alice Caviness in a nutshell. Pretty much becoming a model, taking that modeling, incorporating jewelry, and then really blowing up and making that company what it is today. Well, unfortunately, it's not around today, but made it into what it was. As far as Louis Stever, though, he did really try to keep it as authentic as possible based off of everything that I read. Now, some of the big things with Alice Caviness jewelry, again, if you don't know, is they do the main things that stood out from other jewelry makers is the use of dragon's breath glass, milk glass, and give ray rhinestones, which we're going to go over. Again, if you know anything about Juliana, Shriner, everything else like that, they all kind of have their niches that they stuck with costume jewelry. So we're going to show a couple of those. Another big one is motifs and constellations. So motifs being like floral, leafy, not only that, but also like insects, like butterflies. Alice Caviness has this gorgeous butterfly. It's nothing crazy, but it's just got the raised little enamel flowers with rhinestones surrounding it. Gorgeous butterfly piece. And then the constellations, lariat style, working up into pretty much where it looks like the style of constellation celestial. Now, as far as the signatures go as well, which we're going to have some examples of the styles and some of the selling points of Alice Caviness as well, of course. So AC inside of an oval is Alice Caviness. That's going to be some of the earliest Alice Caviness pieces that are out there. You also have Alice Caviness 120 to 12 karat gold build, Alice Caviness sterling, and then just Alice Caviness on that cartouche. So that's pretty much the only signatures that are out there. Again, that AC, like AC oval, that one's definitely probably the most rare. And again, I just learned that just a few months ago, so keep that in mind. And of course, let's get into showing off some of these Alice Caviness pieces, the designs, styles, and how much some of the pieces sell for. Alrighty, guys. So the first one that we're going to be showing off is the Alice Caviness Dragon's Breath. Now this one, that's more kind of like a dichroic glass, so we're gonna kind of show off a couple here. This is definitely more of a dichroic glass cabochon. I want to show you guys for certain some Dragon's Breath, because if you don't know what Dragon's Breath is, it could definitely be kind of harder to identify. Let's just see if we see anything else. I do not. Let's just see here. That one kind of looks like it has that look to it. Oh man, I don't actually see a lot of Dragon's Breath. Hold on, let's go back up to this other one here. This one might. It's really hard to see Dragon's Breath because it's almost like opal. Unless you can shimmer that and show it, it's really hard to see. And these pictures do not help us at all. All right, so I guess the best way to explain it, that center cabochon, even with it being like an amberish color, you'll see like a green-blue, kind of like Aurora Borealis, but instead of it being just the top coat, again, it's just think more of opal. You're going to see that green-blue when you move it inside of the light on the top of the glass. That's what you're going to be looking for in regards to Dragon's Breath. Dragon's Breath glass is just, I don't even know. It's got a whole different style to it. Let me just actually quick, we're going to go over here. We're just going to take out, because now I'm curious. I can't find one underneath Alice Caviness, but let's just, for the sake of Dragon's Breath, let's just, there we go. Beautiful. Sterling silver and Dragon's Breath. That shows it perfectly. Guess is the best way. Dragon's Breath Jelly Opal. That's what I'm saying, is it definitely has that opalescent look to it. And when you move it, it looks like flames going across the top of it. So that's Dragon's Breath. You definitely want to keep an eye out for that. Obviously, some pieces are listed very high. But again, Alice Caviness using the Dragon's Breath. And not selling too bad, $67. Nothing crazy. We also have Milk Glass, which again, a lot of costume jewelry makers used. But like this one, nice dainty gold tone necklace, tassel style, with that Milk Glass leafy center. There's that Alice Caviness signature. That one's selling for $145. We also have the Give Ray rhinestones. So not only are we learning about Alice Caviness, but we're going to be learning our rhinestones as well, which we do have videos about that as well. So Give Ray rhinestones specifically are going to be those center pieces. You have that two-tone look. It can be different colors. These are more, sometimes you'll find regular faceted rhinestones where those are more cabochon glass pieces, but that's what you want to look for, is those two tones. Should be two of the same color with a different color through the center. That's a Give Ray rhinestone. This bracelet's selling for $275. Of course, Alice Caviness signature there. And then I just went over some of the highest pieces. Of course, I mean, we got to show off some of the pieces and how much they sell for. So beautiful multicolor rhinestones. Again, you got the ABs, red cabochons. This is a bracelet, necklace, and earrings, listed and sold for $465. So again, Alice Caviness, definitely good to know in regards to reselling. But again, I just want to throw in some information, make short videos on just different jewelry makers. Again, with that thing really pushing me, motivate me to make more content and do the best that I can for you guys, while also hopefully helping out myself. So again, there's Alice Caviness, beautiful set. We have a nice little book piece here. As you can see, uses the same prong sets as Shriner. I mean, there's not much in this bracelet that wouldn't also scream Shriner. Got the green swirl glass. Does also look like the Give Ray rhinestones a little bit. You got multicolor. And then the dichroic gold fleck glass. Beautiful. Stunning bracelet there. Let's see about the signature. Beautiful. So Alice Caviness right there. That bracelet selling for $299. And then what else do we have here? Man, oh man, oh man. This is all I'm saying. Alice Caviness doesn't have the highest selling pieces, but man, they are gorgeous. Enamel rhinestone. Got those beautiful blues. Check out that center. Like a celluloid flower center there. Absolutely gorgeous. This brooch and earring selling for $294. And this set is in great condition. Though I don't see a signature. So that might be down there as well. Alice Caviness stem flower rhinestone brooch. Yeah, I don't see a signature, so maybe that's why it did not sell for more than that. But again, absolutely gorgeous. And that's Alice Caviness. Guys, if you like this video, be sure to comment, do more. I'm going to keep playing around until we find that right mojo. So that way you guys are getting what you guys want. I'll continue to make them. The next step is definitely going to be finishing out that alphabet video. Those just take so long to set up and make. Whereas this one, I get to learn along with you guys as well. Nice. You know, finding out that Millie Petrenzio had no idea the name. Now I know. Eventually led Miriam Haskell, which is my favorite jewelry maker. So I'm learning names on top of jewelry companies, which I think will overall help my knowledge overall. So that's pretty much the plan in nice little short videos. Nothing that takes too much time. You get the information, you get to see some jewelry, and then we'll all just keep on learning right along. So that's Alice Caviness, guys. I'm not sure who I'm going to do next. I think Trifari, Shriner's definitely going to be in there. Some of the big names. I also want to do some of the smaller names, like AJC, Jeanette Jewelry, Sarah Coventry. You know, some of the smaller names along with the bigger names, just that way we can learn about them, how they started, and go from there. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Catch you in the next one. Peace.